May of 1913, Babajan embraces Merwan. January of 1914, Merwan unveiled via Babajan's kiss. 1914, Merwan slowly regains slight body consciousness. 1915, Merwan takes darshan of Narayan Maharaj. Merwan takes darshan of Tajuddin Baba at Nagpur. Merwan prostrates before Sai Baba, who calls out Parvardigar 3 times. In December, Upasni strikes Merwan on his forehead with a stone. 1915 to 1921, Merwan continues to stay at Upasni's ashram, where he is brought down to creation consciousness. 1921, Upasni Maharaj declares to Merwan, "You are Adi Shakti, the primal force." Merwan begins his Avataric work. He is called by his disciples Meher Baba.
This love you're gonna give me more, give me more, hey, 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 give me more.
After Babajan's kiss in January 1914, Merwan had attained God consciousness. For almost 2 years, creation did not exist for him. Neither in his individual mind, nor in any manner or form whatsoever. Merwan's consciousness was divine. It was infinite, perfect. But he had no mastery of his all-knowledge, all-power, and all-bliss. Merwan was conscious of infinite light and was light itself, but was totally unconscious of its shadow, the creation, his own self, and the world. As the Avatar, God had descended into the body of Merwan Irani from his beyond state of God. Merwan never passed through the process of evolution, reincarnation, and involution prior to his birth. The 5 perfect masters of the age brought him down into the form of Merwan from his formless state of God. But from 1894 to 1914, the 5 perfect masters veiled him from his own divinity. Babajan's gentle kiss tore away that protective veil of Vidyani Sanskaras, and within minutes he became once more infinitely aware of his real self as infinite existence. However, simultaneously with the attainment of divine consciousness, Merwan lost every tinge of normal human consciousness. He had a human body that acted automatically, but he had no awareness of that body. He was only conscious of being infinite knowledge, infinite power, and infinite bliss. It was through Babajan that Merwan attained infinite bliss. Through Sai Baba that he attained infinite power, and through Upasni Maharaj that he attained infinite knowledge. Narayan Maharaj and Tajuddin Baba played direct roles in bringing him into creation also, but indirect roles in bringing him down after he was God realized. One might conclude that Narayan Maharaj and Tajuddin Baba brought Merwan down through the mental planes, and Sai Baba brought him across the fourth plane of infinite power and divine powers, and then through the three planes of the subtle world. When Upasni Maharaj struck Merwan with the stone at their initial encounter, it was the first time in nearly 2 years that he experienced an iota of gross consciousness. All 5 perfect masters play a direct or indirect role in bringing the avatar into creation, forming a veil of Vijnani sanskaras through a blending of their individual personalities, then giving back his God consciousness and bringing him back down to function perfectly on all planes and on all levels of consciousness. Upasni Maharaj played the most direct role in bringing Merwan back down to function on every level and plane of existence. It was during this 7-year contact with Upasni Maharaj that Merwan fully regained his individual human consciousness while simultaneously being God conscious. A worldly person has consciousness of only the gross world and knows nothing about God consciousness. Such a person does not have even a shadow of an idea of the reality of God. A spiritually advanced person in the subtle world knows the powers of God. An advanced wali on the 5th plane of the mental world knows the infinite mind of God, while a saint on the 6th plane of the mental world sees the infinite existence of God. Only a perfect soul on the 7th plane really knows God because he is fully, infinitely conscious of actually being God himself. Once God realization is attained, it becomes and remains everlasting. God consciousness is never affected by anything in the three spheres or by any circumstances. It is continually experienced. However, in order for a person with God consciousness to do universal work in the three spheres, consciousness of those spheres is required. Such is the functioning state of the perfect masters and the Avatar. To regain gross consciousness, 7 stages have to be passed through. After realization, a person must pass from the 7th plane to the 6th plane, maintaining 7th plane God consciousness. From the 6th plane to the 5th, maintaining 7th and 6th plane consciousness. From the 5th plane to the 4th, maintaining 7th, 6th, and 5th plane consciousness. From the 4th to the 3rd plane, maintaining 7th, 6th, 5th, and 4th plane consciousness, and so forth, maintaining the higher 6 planes of consciousness until the perfect being crosses the 1st plane into the gross world, maintaining consciousness of all 7 planes. To regain normal human consciousness is to come down through these 7 planes from the very heights of divinity, from infinity itself. Merwan had to regain his worldly awareness to function as Avatar Meher Baba. Side by side with the divine consciousness of unity, he had to have the consciousness of duality. Merwan's experiences during the major stages of his descent, that he alone as God existed, that the universe was only functioning for him alone, that everything existed because of him, that he was everything, that he was everyone, that he was responsible for everything and everyone, that by his very existence he was meant to help everything and everyone, were distinct stages of higher consciousness involved with his descent through the 7 planes into the gross world. He was then, over a period of 7 years, gradually becoming more and more conscious of the world and of the purpose of his actual being and identity, his avatarhood.